most of it during the Landrush phase. There's a lot of revenue opportunity for everyone. It also helps us prepare for new gTLDs. Like with new gTLDs just around the corner, it's time we all start working towards being well prepared. And there's going to be a lot of more Landrushes coming up anyway. I would actually like to hand over the mic to Neha right now. Neha Naik will be talking much more about the .in.net Landrush opportunity and what you guys stand to gain through it. Hi everyone, I'm Neha Naik with the .in.net registry. Thank you ResellerClub for hosting this webinar, and thank you everyone for joining in. I'm here to introduce in.net, which is India's new domain, which is actually currently in the Landrush phase, as Janani rightly said. And more importantly, introduce you to the opportunity that this phase presents for you. As we proceed, I hope to be able to share with you a few insights into the premium name value of this new namespace, the revenue generating opportunity that this presents for you, and what this could mean for you as a provider of domain names and web services. At any time through the course of this webinar, if you have any questions, feel free to put them down in the chat box. I'll do my best to try and answer them through the webinar, and if not, we'll take them towards the end. So with that, let's start off. Let's take a quick, before we actually get into what .in.net is all about and the opportunity that this presents for you, let's take a step back and look at what the domain name landscape is like in the Indian market today. Give me 1 second. Okay. So as you can see, in terms of internet users, the internet users in India is expected to grow from 125 million to 330 million by 2016, while the internet penetration in India stands only at about 11% today. So that just goes to show what the potential is in terms of growth for internet usage in the Indian market. Domains registered in India is expected to grow from triple, almost from 3.2 million to 10 million. And subsequently, the revenue generated from domain names is again expected to grow from 32 million all the way to 94 million by 2016. With that background, let's also take a look at what the domain usage pattern is like. As per research that we've done and inputs from registrars on how check availabilities actually perform, we've seen that close to 65% of domain check availability results actually fail, which means 65% of the time your customers are not getting the domain names that they're looking for. Another interesting research done by Wakefield Research actually reveals some very, very interesting insights into how SMBs react to their domains and their current blogs and websites that they own. So as per this research, 49% of website owners or blog owners were not completely satisfied with their domain. 49% tried 2 or more options before they settled for something which was really not their first choice. And 52% would change their domain if they actually had the opportunity to do so. This just goes to show that the scarcity in the domain name pool today often forces people to choose substandard names just because all good names are taken, or they're forced to turn to the secondary market where customers end up paying many-fold more for the domain that they really want. So with the growing demand for domains, the quality of good names is going down, leaving very limited choices for consumers that want an online presence. So what's the solution to this? Meet this growing demand by offering new TLDs. Sorry, technical glitch, just 1 sec. So meet this growing demand by offering more TLDs, and in.net does exactly that. It's India's new domain name, allowing customers the option to get good quality, short domain names that are currently not available in other popular extensions such as .com, .net, .in, and so on. So what is in.net? in.net is an amalgamation of .in, which is the country code TLD for India, and .net, which is the second largest gTLD out there after .com. Combining the two gives you the perfect blend of an Indian and global TLD. in.net is here to provide domain names to Indians and Indian businesses that are looking to establish an online identity. It's a brand new namespace where short, generic, good quality names are available in abundance. We've ensured that we've also taken into account the price sensitivity of the Indian market. Iron.net will be affordable and priced very competitively in the market, and will definitely be priced, it will definitely be priced lower than a .com and a .net. The TLD is also completely open, which means there are absolutely no restrictions on who can register a .iron.net name. Anywhere from anywhere in the world can get a domain name of their choice. Let's take a look at the launch plan for the .iron.net extension. Like most TLDs, .in.net will enter the market in a phased fashion. We are currently in the Landrush and trademark claims phase, which goes on until the 30th of July, followed by a general availability phase, which starts on the 1st of August. I'm not sure how many of us on this call are actually familiar with what a Landrush means, so I'll take a couple of minutes to just explain the relevance of this phase. This is a short, time-bound phase during which premium generic names are available before the extension actually opens up on a first-come, first-served basis. During this phase, if the domain, let's say the same domain name receives multiple applications from different customers out there, then those domains actually proceed to an auction, and the winner of that auction is awarded the domain name. So it works slightly differently from the way you buy names today, where names are actually available on a first-come, first-served basis. We've also built in a special provision during this, this 42-day phase to protect brand owners and trademark holders. So during this phase, any trademark holder out there that might want to, protect their brand can submit their trademark details, and they'd be given preference to get that domain name their brand that they want to protect. Post Landrush, we move into the general availability phase on the 1st of August. And like I said earlier, names start becoming available on a first-come, first-served basis, something that we're all very familiar with. Through this webinar, I would like to focus on the Landrush opportunity. So in simple terms, what exactly does Landrush mean? This is the first time that the registry is actually opened up. This means that good quality, short, generic names are up for grabs before Iron.net opens up to everyone else. If you or your customers ever wanted a domain name that wasn't available in any other extension, then here's the perfect chance to actually try and get that name before someone else does. As a partner of ResellerClub and a provider of web services, why should you care about Landrush? And why specifically about the Landrush for Iron.net? Here are our top 4 reasons why this should matter to you. Maximum number of domain names are registered during this phase. It is an extremely high revenue, high profit opportunity for you to capitalize on. Hot premium names, category killers are available at a very, very reasonable cost. And it could be treated as a new gTLD test bed for your business. I'll briefly take you through these 4 points in the next few slides so that you can see the value that you are deriving by participating in the Iron.net Landrush. So historic data across several TLD launches, including Mobi, Asia, Tel, and the most recent XXX, actually shows that demand for a TLD, or the number of domains registered in the TLD, spikes considerably when the TLD opens up. As you can see here in the drafts out here as well, right? Mobi, Asia, they all spike considerably before actually moving to a more flat curve as far as the gTLD life cycle is concerned. And why exactly does this happen? It's simply because it's a brand new namespace where the possibilities are in a sense limitless, where domain buyers can get the name that they always wanted. Similarly for .iron.net, this is the time, this is the next 30 days during which the best names can be registered. This is the time when the namespace stands open before you and your customers, presenting a super lucrative opportunity that you can actually capitalize on. In terms of being an extremely high profit and high revenue opportunity, let's just do a quick calculation. Let's say that you as a provider for web services actually offer .iron.net Landrush registrations at about 1,375 rupees, and you buy it from ResellerClub at about 1,100 rupees. You straight off make a profit of close to 300 rupees per domain name. Take 100 orders and you make 30,000, close to 30,000 upfront in profits just of domain names. when was the last time, honestly, that domain names actually presented you with the opportunity to make this kind of money? I'm sure we're all in the domains business, and as providers, we realize that margins in domains are pretty thin, and in some cases almost non-existent. But Landrush is a whole different play. This phase is the time when valuable names are available, and so you can actually afford to charge a premium and make a premium off those sales. Where you usually make 30 to 40 bucks a domain name, you can actually stand to make 3 times that amount by showing your customers what they can actually avail of, which is in a sense short, generic, good quality premium names. Taking that thought further, let's take a look at what names are in the .in namespace have already been sold. If you can see some of the names on this slide, Saris.in for about 5 lakhs, Review.in for about 4 lakh rupees, Rentalcar.in for about 3 lakh rupees. All of these and many, many, many more names are available in in.net for as low as 1,100 rupees, because that's what you're buying it from ResellerClub right now. You and your customers can own these premium names at a minuscule fraction of the value that these names could potentially generate in the future. What's more, it's completely risk-free. And by that, what I mean is that for some reason, let's assume you don't end up getting the name because there are multiple applicants and you proceed to an auction, you get a complete refund of what you've paid for. So it's actually a no-risk proposition in terms of trying to grab something that holds a lot of value in the future. We haven't done this before, but later in the webinar and for the first time actually, we will be making available our top picks in terms of premium names based on sales that have already happened in the past. And we'll be sharing that with you so that you can get a sense of what is actually available in the .in.net namespace today. These names are our top picks, and we'll be taking you through them a little later. Our fourth reason is that you can use this opportunity to actually start preparing for the onslaught of the new gTLDs that are coming your way. I'm sure you've all heard about the new TLDs, but for those that might not be as familiar with this concept, ICANN, which is the international body that actually governs the internet policies, has opened up the internet to a multitude of TLDs. So until now, you had TLDs such as .com, .net, .org, and about 18 other such gTLDs, along with ccTLDs. But very soon, there'll be a plethora of new TLDs like .web, .space, online, and many, many more. All with the idea of providing customers with new choices and a higher availability pool of names for them to choose from. What's worth noting, though, is that there is no gTLD out there which is specifically targeted to Indians or Indian businesses. Every TLD is likely to launch with a Landrush, which means that it's worth investing the time and understanding what a Landrush involves and getting your customers educated about the phase. We would suggest using the in.net Landrush to educate customers, build your internal processes, integrate your website, and form your teams about what a Landrush is. Test the waters with in.net so that when the new TLDs come, you'll actually be fully ready. Landrush actually means, it's money on the table. So devising a strategy to ensure that you can make the most of it is what we want to help you with, and this is probably the first step towards that. How do you offer in.net in the Landrush phase? The process has been simplified so that you don't have to do too many things at your end. It's as easy as selling any TLD really out there. As a ResellerClub partner, in.net is already integrated into your super site. All you need to do is sign up, and the banner will start showing on your homepage along with the Landrush orders starting to get upsold with every purchase happening. If you use the API, then you can simply use the normal API calls that you use for any domains that you're adding today. It will work in a seamless fashion. As we've explained earlier, if there are multiple applicants to the same domain, it will be settled through an auction. And if for some reason you don't get the domain, you or your customer don't get the domain name that you've applied for, you get a full refund. So the refund process is also completely automated on the ResellerClub system, making this again a zero-risk proposition for you and your customers. How is it that we can help you out? As the .in.net registry, we're working very closely with ResellerClub to help their partners reach out to their customers. We supply you with all the marketing material you need, be it banners, website content, emailers, buttons, so on. We've also created an infographic that you can use that's pretty detailed and has, all the highlights that we actually presented through this webinar as well, all put into one, one infographic. So you could use that to, in your social media promotions, to spread the word out there and generate more interest. In addition to this, we have some really interesting ideas around what you can do to actually generate more interest. One of them could be planning an outreach to your customers who want to get their first names or last names in IN.net. Most common names are actually not available in, and I'm sure most of you would have tried that out, but most common names are not available in .com, .net, or .in. So this might be the opportunity for your customers or your partners to actually get their first name or last name in IN.net. You could figure out customers that already have a .in domain and pitch them the opportunity to actually protect their brand in a closely related extension, which is IN.net. So why allow someone else to squat on their brand when they actually still have the opportunity to protect their brand in these next 30 days? You could also figure out the overlap of customers who have common .com and .in names or common .in and .net names. These are customers who are obviously sensitive to protecting their names across extensions, and reaching out to them with showing them, a TLD that's really closely related to what they already own will be a good pitch to actually get them to protect their name in a new namespace as well. So where do we come in? ResellerClub can provide you with a list of such customers from your accounts with them, with sample email content that can be used to reach out to these customers. And in addition to this, if you have any interesting campaigns in mind, you could reach out to us and we can do whatever it takes to help you roll that out. There are tons of interesting ideas, that you could use in terms of promoting the Landrush. And considering the revenue potential that this space actually presents, even if a decent set of your potential target audience actually converts, I think you significantly stand to gain overall. If you're still not convinced and you need more reasons to actually participate in the Landrush, then we have 5 more reasons why. One, that IN.net is obviously the newest TLD on the block. There's no new TLD in the market right now that's in the same phase. We've signed up partners across India, including, there's ResellerClub promoting it, there's DNet, HostSite, and several others. And IN.net is expected to make a huge splash across the Indian market. The extension is completely open, it's available, will be completely affordable. And while we've spoken of, new gTLDs that are going to come soon, and as I mentioned before, there is really no other TLD out there that is focused on the Indian market. Nothing that really stands for India or being associated with the Indian market as IN.net does. Third-level extensions such as IN.net have been in the market since 1999. Similar extensions such as JP.net, UK.net, and so on are being used by businesses and individuals as their primary business websites. So there is obviously a use case for these extensions getting adopted, and IN.net will probably follow the same path. So what next? In terms of starting to offer IN.net through ResellerClub, all you need to do is sign up. If you're on the super site, you're all set and ready to go. If you're using the API, simply plug in the extension like you would any other new TLD. Reach out to your customers over mailers, social media, create some buzz, and you should start seeing the sales roll in. We tried our best to provide you with everything you need to get started, and also design the phase so that it is a zero-risk proposition for you and your customers. If you get the name, you pay. If not, you get all your money back. What's more is that and something that I mentioned towards the earlier part of this webinar, we've actually created a special list that we put together exclusively for the attendees of this webinar. This is our list of top premium name picks. All of these names have been valued for or sold in .in for over 3 lakhs. And what's more is that all these names are actually available in .I and .net today for as low as 1,100 rupees. We're sharing this list with you because there are no orders against these names as of now, which means there's a, you and your customers have a really good shot at trying to get these names and grab them right away. This is actually just a snapshot. We have our list of top 100 names that we think are valuable and that have good potential. And we'll share that with the attendees of this webinar post this call. So we'll send that across to you. As you can see, the potential value that these names could actually generate is pretty significant. Even if you consider that these names in IN.net are worth a fraction of their .IN equivalent, you'll still see that it's well worth the amount that you're paying for them right now, considering where these could go in the future. With that, I hope that I've been able to give you a good sense of how this space can be used to your advantage, how you can maximize what we have to offer and make the most of this opportunity. Remember that this opportunity is short-lived in the sense that it lasts only until the 30th of July. So the time to get started is actually now. And we hope that we see you sign up and get rolling with IN.net sales. Thank you very much for listening in. I'd like to hand this over back to Janani for a few seconds. And if there are any questions, I can take them after that. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I really hope the webinar was useful for you guys. I thought the IN.net team did a great job at presenting the information and the value proposition that IN.net has to offer. I see tremendous opportunity out there, and I would love for all you guys to make the most of it. So as always, feel free to approach me, approach your account managers, or go ahead and ask all the required questions to Neha and her team out here, and I'm sure they'll be able to help out with most things. Thank you once again for attending. I also want to thank Neha for taking the time out, for spending this time to help you guys understand the entire space and the Landrush opportunity. Handing it back to Neha so she can help you with questions.
Okay, so we have one question here, which is how are the auctions going to be handled? So yeah, we partnered with Namejet as the auction provider for IN.net names. So applicants that, wherever we see multiple requests for the same domain name, what we'd basically be doing is sending out emails to the registrar and contact of those domain names with details about the auction. They'd have logins to the Namejet system, and then they'd be able to log in and bid for the domain. The bidding process is very simple. It's self-explanatory once you're actually logged in. But the registrar and contact will get all the information and will be able to participate. I have another question, which is about whether who is privacy supported for IN.net. Yes, it is. In Landrush, we would recommend, at least for ResellerClub, I believe, during Landrush, Privacy Protect is not supported, but once we actually hit general availability, it will be. And the reason that it is not supported in Landrush is, like I said, right, if there are multiple applicants for the same domain, we need to be able to reach out to the registrars. So if the list is actually protected, we won't be able to do that. So, but it is pretty much supported. It is very much supported once we go into general availability. Will we be able to get a presentation post this webinar? Yes, we will send out the presentation along with the list of domain names that we actually discussed, so you have everything at your disposal. I think there's a question specific to the API, which is basically to figure out the status of the domain name through the API. So I'll actually defer that to ResellerClub and maybe have them respond to you over email about that. Cool, so I think that's all the questions we have for now. My contact details are up on the screen, so if there's absolutely anything more that you need to know about, feel free to reach out to us. Both ResellerClub and .in.net registry would be happy to help. Thanks everyone for listening in. Have a nice day. Bye.